we will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are.
So guys, welcome to my review for Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Before I get into anything, I would like to emphasize that this will be a spoiler review, so for those who haven't seen the film yet, I suggest you click off this video right now because there will be some major spoilers which you certainly wouldn't want to hear from me. So for those who haven't seen the film yet, then yeah, click off this video right now. But yeah, during this review we'll be talking about it all. I'll give you guys my overall review on the movie, I'll give you guys my overall initial thoughts on it, I'll talk about what I liked, what I disliked, and of course we will be breaking down the post-credit scene as well because it is really interesting. But yeah, in regards to the movie in general, I really liked a lot about it, but I wasn't absolutely like blown away by it or anything like that. It definitely could have been better, and I will go on more in detail with that when I go into the cons of the film. But I did still really enjoy it. I think I enjoyed this film a lot more than I did the first one, and yeah, it was just madness. But yeah, of course, firstly I will go over the good stuff. So this film was definitely wild, not just because it is a movie about, well, as the title says, the multiverse or anything like that, but really due to the stylistic choice Sam Raimi went with this, where it was very unique because it was quite horror-esque and kind of gory at times, to that of your typical Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, which you really wouldn't get anything like that, and this is why this movie stands out a lot, and I think it was very well handled. I really like the way where you really feel the Raimi touch with the horror elements, and really where the movie stands out a lot of times when things go into madness, but also you still have the formulaic approach of that of the typical MCU stuff, especially towards the start of the film where we have that whole wedding and then that big fight near that wedding area, and then when America Chavez and Doctor Strange entered that other universe, it still felt like an MCU movie, like when we had America Chavez and Doctor Strange walking around, and then we have that comedic moment when Doctor Strange casts a spell on that guy who sells pizza. Like, all of that is what you would get in a typical MCU movie in terms of like humor and everything like that. So you still had all the MCU stuff in it, but then you also had, as I'm gonna say again, but the Raimi touch as well, and I think it really worked. So yes, although tonally it was quite different, it still had those tidbits of MCU in it as well. Now the movie picks up with so much action, and it just keeps on going with these rapid fires of action. There's a lot going on, and there's this feel of endangerment all the way throughout. Like we had the opening with Defender Strange and America Chavez, where he tries to save her from the hands of a demon, whilst also attempting to get the Book of Vishanti, which of course they fail. Defender Strange ends up betraying America Chavez, but then also ends up dying, and then Chavez gets portaled into the main MCU world. Like, it's all happening so quickly and so rapidly, and straight after that, literally like 10 minutes into the movie, we have that wedding scene where we have Doctor Strange and Wong fighting. I'm gonna call it Gargantos, I know it isn't, but we had that giant squid which I'm gonna call Gargantos. But after that, we have the whole conflict with Wanda happening as she tries to acquire America Chavez so that she could get her kids back. So Strange and America Chavez are pretty much on the run all the way throughout, and they're being haunted by Wanda throughout as well, and it just really keeps you hooked. We do of course have a lot different action scenes after as well, such as the Illuminati facing off against Wanda, which was something I really loved. I really loved seeing Captain Carter facing off against Wanda. I really loved seeing Professor X over there. I really loved seeing Captain Marvel over there. It was all really sick. Of course, we had that music battle with Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange Supreme, or Sinister Strange, whatever you want to call him. And also we had that final battle. And adding on to the action, of course, we have the horror elements going around, which just made everything so much more intense, with the fact that just Wanda's just continuously going after them, like you acknowledge that. So it just made things much more intense, and I was really gripped all the way throughout. We did of course have the main villain reveal so early on as well, which honestly I thought they would have maintained her being a good guy for a bit more. But yeah, they instantly made the reveal that Wanda is pretty much the main villain of the film in Wanda's first scene. And yeah, she does basically mention that, oh, why didn't you bring Chavez here? And Doctor Strange is like, wait, how did you know her name? And that, of course, we get the villain reveal that Wanda is actually the main villain of this film. And she's pretty much after her kids. She's trying to get her kids back because she obviously lost everything in WandaVision. And things just went crazier and crazier from there. I really loved that whole thing with the Darkhold and how much more powerful Wanda has become because of it as well. I really found that whole body controlling thing across the multiverse a really interesting idea. And then later on, having Doctor Strange using chaos magic and using the Darkhold as well to copy the same spell Wanda used throughout the movie. And then we had that zombie Defender Strange facing off against Wanda towards the end of the film. And yeah, it was really, really sick. And I really, really liked it. But yeah, going on to the characters, it goes without saying that Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen absolutely blew me away in this film in terms of their performance. Both actors were at their peaks in this film. They all really gave it their all, and they're by far the best castings of the characters they play. Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff, holy crap. She was an effing beast in this movie. Not only does this movie highlight how incredibly powerful Wanda is as the Scarlet Witch, through her literally not only being able to face off against Doctor Strange and like project herself from across the multiverse, but that scene where she just absolutely decimated Kamartaj and like destroyed all those wizards and just absolutely mopped the floor with the Illuminati. It was so insane to watch. And she was hands down my favorite part of the film. Just seeing how much more powerful Wanda has become through like WandaVision and then now to Doctor Strange 2. It's really, really great. With this film, we do of course see the progression with her character after WandaVision as well. Of course, ever since that post-credit scene during WandaVision, we did know that she's become the Scarlet Witch. She was searching Darkhold, and of course she did hear her kids from across the multiverse saying, "Mom, help me." So we did know that this was what she was trying to do in this film. Like, she was trying to get her kids back. We already knew that prior to this movie. This was her motivation here as well. And she will pretty much stop at nothing to get what she wants. You do clearly see that in this film. This movie really takes Scarlet Witch to that villain side, and I really loved it. I did find it quite annoying a lot of times due to how many times a lot of characters tried pep talking Wanda through, oh, your children wouldn't want this, to, you are hurting all these people, but at what cost? But I do also understand that these pep talks and Wanda being in denial of it, like, it shows how dedicated she is to get her kids back. And of course, she does get corrupted. She's full on corrupted by the Darkhold as well. But yeah, I really like the progression with her character in this film. And that scene where she tries to see her kids from another universe, but they were just so afraid they start running away from her, and then you get this feeling of regret with Wanda slowly leading to her redemption. And of course she is not dead, we all know that, but yeah, they made it look like that she's dead. Of course, it goes without saying that Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange was also a freaking beast as well. We had him play many different variants of the same character, yet he was able to show this different side of Doctor Strange with pretty much all of them. Of course, Doctor Strange in this film is not only dedicated to stop Wanda from trying to grab hold of America Chavez, but he's there to, of course, help America Chavez face off whatever is after her and also figure out why it's after her. We do see the progression in his character during this film as well, and as we go on, we do get him become more and more powerful and more caring for America Chavez as well. But yeah, Doctor Strange does go on his peak in this film as well. And yeah, eventually he does get corrupted by the Darkhold, and he gets that third eye as well, which of course is the manifestation of the Eye of Agamotto, and I will get more into that towards the end of the video. But what was quite surprising was that America Chavez was quite underdeveloped, and she played quite a small role to what I've originally anticipated, because I expected her to play a much bigger role considering the power she has, which is opening pocket dimensions to the multiverse. But yeah, she was the first new addition to the MCU, and I did really like seeing her there, and I really liked the interactions she had with Doctor Strange as well. We did also get the introduction of the Illuminati, consisting of Professor X, Baron Mordo, Captain Carter, Black Bolt, Captain Marvel, and the fan-casted Reed Richards, which was really, really sick to see. And we do get this idea on why Doctor Strange is the most powerful and the most dangerous being across the multiverse, and they do tie it to their own version of Doctor Strange where he became corrupted by the Dark Hold. And I did really like that flashback sequence as well, where they showed the defeat of Thanos against the Illuminati and that death scene of that version of Doctor Strange. I did also really enjoy the fight they had against Wanda as well. It was just absolutely sick. It was just so chilling seeing Wanda absolutely mop the floor with them. Now, going into the cons of this film is called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. However, this film didn't really have as much multiverse as I hoped there would be. Like, if you really think about it, outside of the universe we're in, we only visited 2 worlds and that was it. Whereas, if it's a multiverse movie, I would have expected a lot more. Now, although we had great visuals here and there were a lot of times where I was able to pick some really CGI, such as like, for example, that fight scene after the wedding sequence. The CGI over there was a bit dodgy, and then throughout the film as well we did have a couple of dodgy sequences in between, but we did still have some really good CGI as well throughout the film as well. But the parts where I was able to notice the bad CGI, like, it was quite noticeable. So I do of course wish that they polished everything up, but of course it could all be like budgetary reasons and all of that as well. Now, as I said during the start of this video, like, this movie picks up with so much action and just keeps going on with these like rapid fire of actions. Like, it just keeps going and doesn't stop until the end. And I felt like a lot of times it was rushed. And normally with MCU movies, one would complain that they're too long, but I would say that this one actually needed to be longer to actually like fully flesh out this story. Like, I would have said it needed 15, maybe even 20 more minutes to like fully like make everything calm down, make it flow better. Because what we had, like, we had so much going on in 2 hours, it just felt rushed, and I wish that it was a bit more calmer, I guess. And of course, with the addition of 10 to 20 more minutes for this film as well, I think that we could have had a lot more things in there which they could have done a lot better. So, like, for example, we could have seen another universe from the multiverse. We could have fleshed out more of America Chavez's character, as I felt that she was a bit underdeveloped. And also, as I said before, they could have, like, used this extra runtime to just calm things down a bit before you hop onto the next action sequence and you just keep going like that. And lastly, I blame the marketing team for this mainly, but they just showed way too much in the trailers that really ruined stuff, such as like the Illuminati. And like in like the TV spots, they gave the reveal that we have Maria Rambeau's Captain Marvel, and then we have Captain Carter's, well, Peggy Carter, and of course Professor X as well. I wish that they didn't reveal these in TV spots, because it would have been a much better reveal if we actually saw it in the film without knowing that they would be there. So yeah, that was another complaint I had. And of course, like, this made the cameos underwhelming because they revealed literally like 3 members of the Illuminati, and like that was it. Those were like the main cameos we only had, which did of course make it quite underwhelming. Of course, I wasn't expecting anything like, oh, we're gonna see Superior Iron Man. I wasn't one of those people that was expecting something like that. But I feel like they could have added a bit more cameos, and like, even with the cameos which we had, which I was totally fine with, but I wish that they didn't reveal it in TV spots to, of course, give the audience a better reaction. Now, going over the post-credit scene, we do have Clea coming along from the Dark Dimension and talks about Doctor Strange causing the incursion and that they need to go fix it. This does, of course, set up Doctor Strange 3, but also does set up other Marvel projects that they're building up to, such as potentially Secret Wars, where we have the multiverse characters pretty much going into war with each other. They have mentioned incursion various times in this film as well, which does suggest that this could be what they're building towards. Now, Clea is the niece of Dormammu as well as Doctor Strange's wife in the comics. So yeah, this is most probably going to set up Strange's next love interest. And of course, she's going to be tagging along with Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 3 as well. Now, in regards to the third eye, as I said, it is kind of like the manifestation of the Eye of Agamotto, but this is all because Doctor Strange got corrupted by the Dark Hold as well. Now, what this third eye does is, essentially, it just helps Doctor Strange see the truth in given situations. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to play out in the future of the MCU. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below if you guys enjoyed this film. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.